On November 9th, the Russian military command officially announced its decision to withdraw the entire Russian grouping from the left bank of the Dnieper. The loss of control of Kherson has so far been Russia's biggest military loss in the war in Ukraine. According to various sources, on the morning of November 11th, Ukrainian units approached the outskirts of the city of Kherson. In the western direction, they gained a foothold near Chernobyevka, where there was a warehouse of Russian equipment at the airfield. The personnel and equipment were withdrawn from the village more than a week ago. To the north of the city at night, Ukrainian forces approached the villages of Melove and Novokir. On the morning of November 11th, the Minister of Defense of Ukraine, Reznikov, announced that 40,000 Russian soldiers were allegedly cut off in Kherson, around the city and the western bank of the Dnieper River. His statements hardly responded to reality, since the entire Russian grouping in the Kherson region reportedly numbered about 50,000 soldiers, and their withdrawal began much earlier. A few days before, several Russian units with all of their equipment left the East Bank region. Several units of the Russian Special Forces remained in the city until this morning to ensure the safety of the crossings. After these units withdrew to the East Bank, the command was given to demolish the bridges. In the early morning, the Antonovsky Bridge, the bridge over the Kakhovskaya Dam, and other crossings were blown up. Russian ferry crossings and groups of troops were covered by air defense units. The heavy artillery duels and strikes by the Russian aerospace forces aimed to slow down the Ukrainian advance as much as possible. In their turn, the Ukrainian forces shelled the crossings all along the river. As a result of the shelling, one of the locks of the Kakhovskaya Dam was damaged. Together with the Russian troops, the evacuation of civilians continued as some people stayed in the city until the last, despite the official evacuation which took place from October 18th until November 9th. On November 11th, the last ferry crossed the Dnieper River to the East Bank. It seems that the surrender of the city of Kherson by the Russians has already brought political results. On November 11th, the United States extended the license for all energy transactions with major Russian banks and the central bank for the third time since February. The U.S. State Department said that Washington is waiting for signals of readiness for serious negotiations from Russia. Turkish President Erdogan called Moscow's decision to withdraw troops from Kherson correct and positive, and announced his intention to hold talks with Putin.